Well, I'm back from the gym, which must mean it's the new year. And once again, I'm going to work really hard this year to be a healthier guy. Now, some of you might remember that at the beginning of last year, that was my goal. How did I do, you ask? Not great. But I'm an eternal optimist, and I'm believing this year it's going to be different. Actually, the way it's going to be different is that I am going to set up some routines that I didn't set up last year. See, last year I made some gigantic goals that were not really achievable, and I knew that when I was making them, but making them made me feel better. And so I did my best for maybe a few weeks and then fell back into my old routine. This year I've decided I'm going to do my very, very best to get up in the morning, to go to the gym, and to at least get 30 minutes in on the treadmill. Not a difficult thing for me to do. Maybe do some light weights and then go home, have a cup of coffee, read the paper, reward myself for getting up early and going to the gym, and get on with my day. So, will I succeed? I don't know. My track record isn't amazing. It isn't great. But who knows? Maybe this year it'll work. I begin with that because we're always working at improving something, aren't we? Personally, professionally, and of course, we're in the business of improving outcomes for kids. And something that I've shared with you before that needs to be reinforced because I easily forget this is the best way to improve outcomes is to make little goals that are really achievable. So I just told you, going to the gym and going on the treadmill for 30 minutes, really walking lightly as opposed to running like a maniac the way I did when I was young, that's actually quite achievable. It's not too strenuous. It's not too impossible. It's pleasant to do, especially if I'm listening to something worth listening to. And so I think it might be more successful. And I have to recognize that things are changing for me. I'm moving out of my very, very, very busy years of leading ACSI. As of the end of July, I'll be officially not the regional director anymore. There'll be a new person, AJ, working in that chair. I'm going to support him for the year after that, but I won't be traveling the way I used to travel. And I'm hoping the change in my life circumstances will make it easier for me to prioritize things like fitness. And here's the thing about change. You can't really achieve it if you don't really change anything about the way you're living. You can't really achieve it if barriers to improvement are not removed. And so I'm not sure what that means to you personally, but I do want to challenge you as educators this year when you're working with individual kids. If you find those kids on a feedback loop that brings them back to the same behaviors over and over again, I want to encourage you to look very carefully at what's going on in their world and to make a slight adjustment that might open the door for improvement. It might be approaching the way that they're learning in a slightly more personalized way. It might be changing where they are in the room. It might be getting people in the room that can give them some support or helping their parents set up something at home that will allow them to get more reinforcement. Now, I know you're doing this all the time. I'm not telling you anything new. And some of you are listening to me feeling kind of frustrated because you're going, yeah, I've done all that stuff. I've done all that stuff for me too, and it never seems to change anything. Well, I want to give you some hope today because I believe God has designed us to be continually improving beings. I think at the heart of our humanity is continual improvement. And I know we all get stuck, and I know we all get to places where we feel downhearted and discouraged. But here's something I want to hold on to myself and give to you this year that might help to move you, move your students, move your kids, move your families in the right direction. When we finally get through this hard part of life and are in the presence of Jesus, the visible presence, in a world where there is absolute justice and absolute healing and absolute joy forever, we will be continually improving beings. One thing I've said before is that heaven is not a static place at all. It's not the thing you earn as a kind of Hawaiian holiday that lasts forever. It's a dynamic learning place. It's a place of continual improvement. It's a place where you're continually getting to know God better forever because he's infinite. So there's no point in your existence where you will know everything you can about him. And that will be a beautiful, delightful journey. Yes, learning is harder on this side. It really is. And change is harder on this side. It really is. But it's not impossible. And more than anything, you have to bring to the process of personal transformation, the process of transforming the lives of the children that we love so much, a belief that it is possible to change, it is possible to improve, but it's not going to be done with big, giant moves. It's going to be done one small move at a time. So if the things that you did in the past didn't work for you, try other things. I'm going to do that this year. I'm going to shape my routine a little bit differently. I'm going to have more modest goals for my personal bodily transformation. And maybe I'll be successful. And certainly on a spiritual level, I long to love my neighbor better this year. I long to love God better this year. I love to be more fruit of the Spirit. And I'm not going to go from who I am today to this incredible super saint in the matter of a couple of weeks or even a year. But if I do little things every day, it might really help. Like read the word, pray, consciously notice the people that I've been put in front of that day and do everything I can to be kind, to be helpful, to help them carry their burdens, to be prayerful toward them. I hope I can do that better and better. And in the process, with you, become better and better. With the people we love, become better and better until that day when all the barriers to growth and improvement will be gone. Everything that makes getting better hard won't be there anymore, and we'll be free to improve forever in our love for God and our love for each other, because I believe that will be the essence of the New Jerusalem. So may you have a year of continual improvement. And may it be through making small adjustments in your life and in the lives of your students and in the lives of your families and friends, helping them move forward, helping them become the people they want to be, helping them become more like Jesus. Bless you this year.